Around 10,000 BCE, something extraordinary happened. Humanity made a decision it didn't fully understand. A choice that would transform not just the next generation, but the entire trajectory of civilization. Humans who had spent hundreds of thousands of years wandering in search of food, following rivers, herds, and seasons, suddenly began to settle, to plant seeds, to fence animals, to stop roaming and start shaping the land itself. For the first time, humans tried to control nature instead of merely surviving within it. This was not just a change of lifestyle. It was a revolution, the agricultural revolution. Today, we will explore why humans made this choice, how it spread across continents, and the consequences that would echo across millennia. By the end of this episode, you'll see that farming was not just about food. It was the foundation of cities, empires, and the world as we know it. Before agriculture, humans lived in small, mobile groups. These hunter-gatherers relied on wild plants, migrating animals, and seasonal cycles. Every day was calculated risk. One failed hunt, one wrong choice, and lives could be lost. Around 12,000 BCE, the last ice age had ended. Climates warmed, forests expanded, and megafauna began disappearing. Humans faced new challenges. Food sources became less predictable, and populations began to grow in certain regions. Some areas, such as the Fertile Crescent in the Middle East, the Yellow River Basin in China, and parts of Mesoamerica, offered abundant wild grains, legumes, and large herbivores. These environments created opportunities that humans began to recognize. Small, subtle patterns in the land that could be exploited deliberately. The agricultural revolution did not happen overnight. Around 10,000 to 9,000 BCE, humans in the Fertile Crescent began planting wild cereals, selecting seeds, and experimenting with irrigation. They did not yet understand the long-term consequences. In parallel, in East Asia around 9,000 BCE, millet and rice cultivation emerged. In the Americas, squash and maize domestication would begin centuries later, around 8,000 BCE. Why did humans take this risk? Evidence suggests multiple pressures. Population density made mobility harder. Food scarcity in certain regions encouraged experimentation. Observation of natural cycles allowed planning. This was humans actively choosing stability over freedom. They were exchanging mobility, flexibility, and immediate safety for future predictability. Farming created food surpluses. Small groups no longer needed to roam. Villages formed, populations increased, and permanent settlements became possible. But this stability came with trade-offs. Inequality emerged. Land ownership became a resource. Labor specialization appeared. Some cultivated, others made tools, built homes, or crafted pottery. Health challenges increased. Archaeological evidence shows more disease and nutritional stress than hunter-gatherers experienced. Agriculture also reshaped the environment. Forests were cleared, irrigation canals dug, and domesticated animals spread diseases, but also protein sources. Humans were no longer just surviving, they were reshaping the planet. While the Fertile Crescent led early developments, independent agricultural revolutions occurred globally. China, Yellow and Yangtze rivers, rice and millet cultivation, early irrigation, and domestication of pigs by circa 9,000 to 7,000 BCE. Mesoamerica, squash and maize cultivation around 8,000 BCE, with villages developing by 5000 BCE. Andes, potato and quinoa domestication, roughly 5000 to 4000 BCE, with llamas as pack animals. Sub-Saharan Africa, sorghum and millet domestication by 4000 BCE. Although separated by continents, similar pressures produced similar solutions. Farming became a global phenomenon, yet each region developed unique social, cultural, and technological systems around it. Farming led to innovations: pottery for storage, grinding stones for cereals, irrigation channels, animal domestication, sheep, goats, cattle. Socially, leadership roles became more formalized. Property concepts arose. Trade networks expanded as surplus goods were exchanged. By 7000 BCE, villages in the Fertile Crescent, like Jericho, had walls, communal granaries, and rudimentary governance. This was the first step toward cities. Agriculture did more than feed people. It transformed human thought. Humans began measuring time to track planting cycles. Rituals and religious practices often centered on fertility and harvest. Writing systems would eventually emerge from record-keeping needs, circa 3500 BCE in Sumer. The agricultural revolution didn't just change survival. It changed consciousness, preparing humans to conceive of laws, rulers, and empires. Farming created abundance, but also competition. Villages sometimes clashed over fertile land. Resource control became power. Disease spread faster in dense populations. Social hierarchies hardened. By 6000 BCE, clear evidence shows fortified villages in the Near East, signaling early organized conflict. Humans learned that controlling land and surplus could be as important as survival skills themselves. Agriculture allowed civilization to scale. Surplus food meant population booms, which led to craft specialization trade. Early states' social stratification, cultural innovation. By 3500 BCE, this trajectory culminated in Sumerian city-states, Egyptian Nile kingdoms, and early civilizations in China and Mesoamerica. What started as planting seeds became the foundation of everything we now recognize as civilization. The decision to farm may have seemed small, just planting seeds, taming animals, building villages. But it unleashed forces humans could not yet control. It created surplus, inequality, power, and eventually rulers, borders, and empires. It was the first domino in a chain that would reach Rome, empires, industrial machines, and modern society itself. In the next episode, we will witness the moment humans invented cities, structured society, and transformed the world from scattered villages into organized civilizations. The story of human ambition had only just begun.